Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. Wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my channel. I'm fifth degree, but you can call me fifth. Okay, y'all. So, um, basically, this is gonna be the water signs reading, and I'm gonna call it "Let It Flow." Let it flow. Let it flow. Right? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. Happy Friday, right? Happy Friday to you all. Um, Ultimately though, we just gonna get a feel of what's going on and what will be happening with you guys. Alright. Based out of the essence. Please be mindful, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that with you being the water sign, one of the things it was that I was picking up on is letting some stuff actually flow away from you to purify your emotions and your water, basically, like you as the element of water. Okay. Um. Unfortunately, right? Yeah, you all are really known for like holding grudges and look at it at the higher vibration for yourself because I know water signs have a tendency to be they do hold on to a lot of stuff because they don't allow for themselves to process it. So what I encourage you to do is allow for it to process. Okay, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, allow for whatever you need to process to just go ahead and process. Okay, yeah, get your feelings out, but don't keep reverting back to it. Like if you have to revert back to the lesson, understand that with you reverting back to the lesson, you just take what you learned from the lesson and apply it. Don't relive it because you doing it can put you back in that same position. Okay, put you right back in that same position, and you don't want that. You don't need that, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That's not good for you or anyone else. Okay, I'm starting off with the nature cards. It being in one's nature. Okay. I'm hearing some manipulation tactics will be going on. If it's some manipulation tactics that will be going on, you know what that tells me? That water essence has a tendency to be able to collect a lot of information, but water also has memory. Okay? Water also has memory. So, yeah, so it don't matter how you put it or where it goes, right? It will remember whatever is necessary, okay? All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. You pulled things. No, because the way these cards get for everything to flow and just flow out and just be all over the place. That be the reason why Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, um, you pull things. Yeah, y'all just be such an explosion of emotion. And that's not always good for you or those who are surrounding you, right? And the overall essence of there being a condition, it's a reason, it's a condition for why you would love a person. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not, right? What I'm getting from it is you might be trying to compartmentalize some things. Some of the things that's right off the bat to pay attention to is the weaknesses, knowing your fears within the weakness of embracing the dark and being able to see the truth of trusting in magic. You were born to, and okay, believing in magic, you were born to create and hear the ancient ones. Okay, so what I'm getting from it is being a magician, but not necessarily a creator, is what I'm getting from it. Let me go ahead and say this because I know as traits, the will drive and desire to compete. That's really not necessary, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Set yourself apart. What makes you different? And what it is that you know. Set yourself apart. That always helps a whole lot. The other portion of it, right, that'll come into place is within seeing the truth. It's a lot of stuff that's going on in this. It is. Within looking inside, it is given that you would need to look inside yourself, not to reflect, but to understand what you would be afraid of in this situation, and being afraid of vulnerability in the darkness. That's what that's giving. Being afraid of vulnerability. And one being vulnerable. Especially what you're paying attention to is given. Do you believe in magic? And I hope you do. That's a commercial. The commercialism that comes into place with you as a water sign. And the ideal set that water is a weakness. Water is definitely not a weakness, y'all. That's definitely not what water is or what water does. Okay? So let's see what else we got going on. Big Mama. Not having the traditional aspects of it. Okay, there we go. It's taking you a while to let stuff go, ain't it, Scorpio? That's what that is. 7 of Baskets. And the illusions, delusions, options. And the options. Within one not being recognized. And it being the tradition of reconciliation. Within seeing the truth and trusting in magic. Okay. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you know what you're doing? You're trying to put it according to what your traditions are, opposed to what the traditions are in regards to magic and seeing the truth in magic. That even magic has a set of rules and traditions and all that. Okay, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, especially if you're dealing with another Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Also, if you're dealing with possibly a Taurus. And on top of that, it's the Taurus full moon. And pay attention to how the different moons affect you throughout the year. What I'm getting from it is get some control over yourself. Breathe. Because I know you poor things have a tendency to get real good and overwhelmed quickly. Especially when it comes to dealing with conflicts. Being conflicted in the tradition of one not manifesting. One not manifesting, one not being a magician, possibly being a sage, a witch, whatever, what have you. But, and some other stuff is going to be about what was taking place on Wednesday. Oh my goodness, what happens to y'all on Wednesday? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you poor things. Oh, that's when the full moon came out. It's a beaver moon too. Have you had the opportunity to make a joke, to crack a joke? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, oh my God. And it being the truth, within there being the disappointment whenever it is you will hear the ancient ones. You ain't been listening to your ancestors, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. That's why it's this options and illusions and all this other stuff. And some of this other stuff is stemming from what it was that would have been done in July. That's around, is it Mars? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You know better than this. I'm gonna need you to get some understanding of yourself. I used to say this all the time to the Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpios that I would encounter. Competing is not your strong suit. You're too emotional for a competition. Okay, at the head of it, you're too emotional for it. So run your own race. Okay, run your own race is basically what that is given. The other portion of this is in regards to, like I said, where everything is lining up for you. You got the traditions and seeing traditionally you'll see the truth. And even with the older man, what it is for an older man to reconcile with being in conflict, with not being able to manifest conflict. See the truth of it. Yeah, because a lot of times y'all, let's move to this other stuff it is I'm saying. A lot of it is about the whole, for lack of a better phrasing, by being one way when the sun's up versus another way when the sun is down. Nightfall. That's a movie. Another thing is, what constitutes as a traditional reconciliation? You want to know what that is? What is not a traditional reconciliation this is given what you created as a tradition to be reconciliation. Okay, let's get some angel guidance real quick for you guys. I don't think I have. Alright. Have you asked your angels for help with this? Okay, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Have you asked your angels for help with this? What this is looking like, your angels want to help you with this situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. You have free will. And part of this is your disappointment is because you haven't been listening to either your ancestors or the angels when they have been talking to you. That's why you gotta let a lot of stuff go and what it is that you would know to be so. As far as what constitutes as traditions, what constitutes as betrayals, what constitutes as the transcendental spiritual truths that come into place with certain things ending and with things beginning. Yeah, for every ending is a beginning. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay? Yeah, and attachment issues. Yeah, if you like to get attached, practice discernment and detachment. So we back to this. It's about to be, this is because it's the Virgo Pisces axis. Not being vegetarian or vegan and goddess. So you don't like fruits and vegetables, basically, is what this is giving. Fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force essence, which elevates your spiritual frequency. Express your divine feminine essence, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. This isn't going to be okay. And with Saturn being in the essence, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Saturn does not care how you feel. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay? When I say it to you all, I'm not just saying it just for you. I'm saying it because I listen myself. Okay? It don't care how you feel. It's about what you do. Regardless of how you feel. You may feel like you want to, I don't know, put your hand through some glass, okay? Punch a glass window. You may feel like that's what you want to do, but is that smart? You get what I'm saying? You're trying to get to old age. One of the things that I typically encourage water signs to do, right, is to look to those who are in the same house as you, right? And pay attention to, within you all being a part of the same house, what you can learn from them. Because at some point you're ultimately going to get into that essence where that fits you a little bit more, right? So what you can learn from the Cancerian, there we go, aspect of what does it mean to be nurturing, right? But not only what it is to be nurturing, being consistent in what it is you nurture. And if you see that what it is that you would have nurtured consistently isn't doing well for you, so you shift your mindset. That's a Scorpio trait. Okay, to shift your mindset and to put up boundaries and have those boundaries put in place for your betterment, so you can better take care of yourself. And last but not least, with Pisces, them boundaries, that's where Pisces comes into place. Okay, so you have a lot in common. You just really gotta make sure you do what's necessary for you. Okay, so you're yeah, because I can't stand for nobody to be feeling bad. And water sign essence, it took me a second to actually sit in your essence because it is so thick. Oh, and part of that is not only because it's Scorpio season, but because during Scorpio season we have a lot of family situations, Scorpio and Sagittarius, right? Seasons being right next to each other. We got a lot of family events and stuff that would have gone on. We just crossed through the veil. We got all of this stuff going on with the planets, and it's that time of year where people realistically, it's the highest time for suicide. So the best way to transmute the essence is work out and work your way through whatever it is you're feeling. Okay, so you don't have to feel it all the time. Oh my God, yeah, cause y'all be, and the thing is, I encourage every Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, look up what love is, because you all just love, and you don't, and you think that love is, um, I'm hearing dominion. Yeah, you think you're supposed to control everything, and that's how you love a person. No, that's being possessive. What's wrong with you? We need to get your shit together. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, what are you doing? Yeah, you acting completely out of character. Completely out of character. The wisdoms, right? With them one not being able to alchemicalize, and there being injustice and imbalances, is because of the communication. The way I had to say this going to Earth signs reading as well, but it's the way you act. If the only way that you can crack a joke is if you talking mess about somebody, that you're not funny. You're mean. You're mean spirited. And y'all typically get like that if you, let me see, if in the event, right, that you've been sexually active, go clear out, because you're going to easily take on what somebody else got. You really will. And that everything that you want may not be good for you. Creative projects, the spider. Love. I knew love was coming up. Yeah, because I wasn't quite sure, right? Because my heart cards, they kept calling out to me. I was like, I don't know, because it's Friday and today is Venus, so it makes a lot of sense for the love card to come up. Okay, strengthen your logic. It's called emotion, right? Which means what you think will be what puts things into place for you. The owl, deception and wisdom. The desert, deception and wisdom within one, not having false promises. We want keeping a promise to end the surprises of material wealth. Okay, so ultimately, to wrap this up, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, baby, y'all, please go sit with yourselves. I know you might be feeling everything everywhere, okay? And Saturn, realistically, water signs at all. It is not gentle with water signs, but it's also important and imperative for you to remember, to act in accordance with understanding what boundaries are, yours and others, right? And typically, with the Saturn, like nature and essence of things, your boundaries get violated because you would have violated someone else's. Okay? So hopefully that helps you guys out just a little bit, gave you a tad bit of an inclination as to a few different things it is that will be going on. Like, share, and subscribe. Right? Like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully if the message helps you, it may not be for you, it could be for someone else, right? But okay, cause see, remember light work? It ain't light work. It is not light work. Not light work. Do your shadow work. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, when your feelings then align with your actions, okay? And then that way you can stay like, well, you work